Hey, drifting the flats for huge reds, I'm telling you right now, is some of the funnest action you'll ever have. We're gonna use some gulp today, and I'm gonna tell y'all right now, if you've ever fished flats and drifted along them for those big bulls, and you enjoy that, I think you're gonna enjoy this segment for sure. Always remember, when you put that gulp on, dark side up and light side down. Let's put that gulp on there, push it up on that jig head, just like that, under that Versamax cork, about 1.5 feet. The action's about to start now. I am so excited. Ooh. There he is. Oh, got him. Well, let me tell y'all something. There's a lot of times when what I call transition times, you know, really going from spring to summer or from fall to winter, we have these transitional periods. And what happens is these fish get out on the oyster beds and reefs that are out in the middle of open water. And that's what we're doing today. We're gonna fish these fish with popping corks. We're gonna fish it about, I don't know, 1.5 feet deep. And we're gonna use that. We've got pelicans diving all around us, and these big bull reds get in here with some speckled trout, as you'll see, and they get in here and they love the feed and the bait that's in here. Oh man, this is a really big one too. The bigger fish are always more fun. Oh, I'm gonna have to get the net for this one. Holy moly, look at that. Wow. Now, oh, and I'm not kidding, he's really heavy. This fish right here is a prime example of what you'll catch drift fishing with popping corks. As you can see, he's still a little green. But what we're doing is we're fishing about, it's about 1.5 feet underneath the cork, fishing a gulp on a 1/4 ounce jig head and catching, oh my gosh, monster redfish, just like this one. And man, you can't, if this doesn't get you excited, you must be sleeping still. This is a prime example of what we're looking for when we fish these flats also. We want to see pelicans diving because, oh, there he goes right there. Pelicans diving mean that there's pogies around, and there's a lot of pogie and a lot of mullet in the area. Guess what? Those big reds and nice trout are going to be waiting for those pogies also. It's just what that is. That's a signal to you telling you there's fish here. Oh, there he is. Oh, I think it's a speckled trout. Now across these flats, you're gonna catch a lot of different species. I mean, there'll be sheephead out here, jack crevalle, big reds, speckled trout. They'll all be here because really this is its own ecosystem right here in this little area, this little bay right here. And when you have a little ecosystem like that, you're gonna end up catching all the different species because guess what? Even though this beautiful, tasty speckled trout right here, hey, even though he's here and we're catching him, guess what? He's not the predator. Those big bull reds, they're the predators. They're eating these suckers up. Beautiful speckled trout, about 14 inches. Awesome fish. Let's let him back in. I want the big ones. Oh, man. There we go. Oh, I got him. Oh, I got him. Oh, it's another big one. Now, I know a lot of people are gonna say, well, that could be anywhere in the Gulf when you're fishing out along the Gulf Coast to find these type of spots. But I'm gonna tell you, it's not that hard. What you wanna do is you wanna be in about the depth between 3 foot and maybe 1.5 feet. It's kind of shallow flats there where maybe there was some land there prior and now there isn't. And that area now has oysters on it. The tide moves in and out through this. It's really shallow. Sometimes my boat scrapes the bottom in here because there's humps and stuff. That is where the fish are gonna hold. That's key structure to them and them knowing that there's bait there. Awesome fish. This is one of those big bruiser reds. It's gorgeous, this fish. And if you notice, this fish right here, We're catching all the fish right in the corner of the mouth. That's letting us know they're feeding really good and I'm not letting them eat them. And that's what we don't want to make sure is that they don't go all the way down into their gut. If you ever catch a fish with that jig head way down in his gut, cut the line. He'll pass it, it'll rust out. It'll be a lot easier and safer for the fish. Look at that fish. Wow, this is a really nice fish. Got a lot of color to it. And when you drift in these bays like this, bigger fish like this, they're gonna use their eyesight. As you can see in here, whoa, they've got a really big nostril up in front that helps them sense the smell of the different plastics that we use. And then lastly, we always know their lateral line. If you look down right here, this is the lateral line on these redfish. They actually feel that cork popping and that attracts them to the fish. They can zone into they can just zone right into it. And that's what they do with bait fish. So when you're out here, remember, they use their sight, their smell, and their lateral line on these open flats because they're not ambushing. They're listening for stuff for you to go out and call them in. Topwaters will work good too in this situation. Awesome fish.